Hey everyone, and today I'm doing my tips for round 12. The first game we have up is a big game at the MCG on the Friday night. It sees Carlton facing Hawthorn. Carlton were a bit stiff last week to go down to Essendon, losing by 5 points after leading by about 30 points, but you know, these things happen. And Hawthorn had the week off, but they've been in fantastic form. Last time these teams met, it was Hawthorn getting the job done by 50 points, quite easily in the end. And Hawthorn have won the last 9 games against Carlton, and from memory I think Carlton have only defeated Hawthorn 3 times since 2000. Quite an amazing stat, that one. I think the Hawks will continue on their good form. I think they'll win by 43 points. Richmond hosts Adelaide at the MCG on the Saturday afternoon. Richmond have done pretty well the last few weeks. They've won 3 of the last 4, and they had the bye last week. Adelaide, they haven't been fantastic, but they've lost their last 2, and they had a very disappointing loss to Sydney last week, which was by 77 points, one of their biggest losses at Amy Stadium in quite a long time. The Tigers have won 2 of their last 3 against Adelaide, but overall Adelaide have won 6 out of 8. And also Adelaide, they don't really like playing at the MCG. It's been pretty well documented, so that puts the Tigers in prime position to win. And I think the only thing going for Adelaide is the fact they've been in a tough contested game against Sydney. Richmond have been on holiday, so they might still be in holiday mode when they go out to play against the Crows. But I think Richmond should be good enough to win at home at the MCG, where Adelaide hate playing. I'm going to go with the Tigers by 18 points. Fremantle hosts Brisbane at Patterson Stadium on the Saturday afternoon. Fremantle have been in terrific form. They haven't lost since round 4, so everything's going pretty smoothly for them. And on the other hand, Brisbane haven't been in great form, it has to be said. They've had the bye as well, and they've lost their last 2. Last time these sides went head to head, it was Fremantle inaccurately finding a win. They won by 31 points in the end, and they kept the Lions to 5 goals that day, so it was a fantastic defensive effort. Fremantle have won the last 4 games against Brisbane, and it also helps being at Patterson Stadium. They also look in the best shape of their lives, and they should be able to notch up their 8th win of the season, hopefully. Be a massive upset if it wasn't, but I'm going to tip the Dockers by 54 points. Essendon and Gold Coast fight it out on the Saturday night. Essendon had a really good come from behind win against the Blues, coming back from 30 points down in the 3rd quarter and winning by 5 points. And Gold Coast were very good as well. They also came from behind to win at home, and they won by 15 points against North. When Essendon and Gold Coast first went head to head, Essendon kicked 15 goals in the opening term, and in the end they won by 139 points. But they got a bit closer the next time they played, as Essendon only won by 17 points at Metricon Stadium. Apparently Essendon have lost 7 of their last 9 round 12 clashes. Seems quite bizarre really, but they have had lapses at this part of the season. But I don't really see that happening. Gold Coast have a slight chance of an upset, but I think the Bombers will be pretty comfortable to be able to get a 40-point win on this occasion. Port Adelaide head over to Skoda Stadium to take on GWS. And GWS still haven't notched up a win, but they matched it for 3 quarters against the Cats last week, which was very impressive. And Port had the bye, but they've lost their last 5 games after winning their first 5 games. And last time they went against each other, it was Port doing it pretty comfortably at Amy Stadium, winning by 56 points. But we could all remember last year when GWS caused a major upset against Port Adelaide at Skoda Stadium, and they won in the end by 6 goals. And I think Manny Primus famously left the coach's box and just went for a wander around the rooms, and he got sacked after that. And I can imagine it being close, going by where both sides are at the moment, but you'd think Port would be good enough. But Giants, perfect chance to get their first win on the board. However, I'm going to go with Port to win this game by 20 points. The final match of the round sees Western Bulldogs and Collingwood going head-to-head at Etihad Stadium late Sunday afternoon. Collingwood have finally won 2 games in a row. They've got a bit of consistency about them. And the Bulldogs had the bye, but they had 2 impressive 9-point victories before that. Last time these sides played against each other, it was Collingwood doing it pretty tough. They got the win in the end, getting over the line by 21 points, but the Bulldogs certainly gave them a run for their money that night. The Bulldogs haven't beaten Collingwood since the end of 2009, so it's certainly been a while between wins. I think Collingwood is starting to find their usual form, and I think they'll be able to get the job done here by 35 points. So those are my tips for round 12, and I can't believe it's halfway through the footy season. It always goes so quick. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like it, feel free to like it if you did. Comment your tips if you also feel like doing that. Thanks for watching as usual, and I'll see you guys all soon.